11 uur, blijf vuren. 11 uur. Blijf vuren. Alfa contact wordt uit.
Romeo hier, Alfa, juist een contact gehad. Eenmaal infanteriegroep. Zijn bevuurd, zijn afgebroken. Over.
Hier Romeo, een rondje. Opdracht voortzetten.
4-5 Romeo hier, 5-1 Alfa, min 1000. Over.
Hier 4-5 Romeo, min 1000, rondje wel.
Hier 5-1 Alfa uit. Bravo, hier Alfa, voorwaarts.
Welcome back everyone, it's me Matt. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going into the world of reconnaissance. Yes, sneaky beaky looking around scout vehicles. And as an OP member in the artillery, I do know the importance of reconnaissance and staying hidden and observing targets and acquisition of targets from a hidden location. And today's vehicle is a rather unique one. Today we are talking about the Fennek scout car, a really interesting little low profile, almost like stealth vehicle that quite a few of you have asked me to do some research on. But before we go and reconnoiter this particular vehicle in the review today, we're going to talk a little bit about Atlas VPN, who is sponsoring today's video. Atlas VPN is a tool that encrypts your data and hides your virtual location, just like this beautiful little scout car. Of course, reconnaissance on the internet can be just as dangerous as it is in the battlefield scouting out targets. You may have probably seen VPN technology before, but if not, now's the time to start protecting yourself when you scout and reconnoiter the internet. When you connect to a VPN server, your device is given a new IP and DNS address. All of the traffic is encrypted and routed towards the VPN server. When traffic arrives at the server, the VPN server then decrypts the information and allows the traffic to access the desired destination, thus giving you access to media and websites of the selected location you wish. Personally, I do like to stay protected and use Atlas VPN when changing locations for booking of ebooks, Spotify premium options, or other locational benefits online. Now, Atlas VPN is available on Windows, Android, iOS, and macOS. Currently, Atlas VPN is running a huge discount on their 3-year deal for just $1.39 per month with a 30-day money-back guarantee. The deal will not last long, so make sure you check it out by clicking on my description link below and finding the link that will actually lead you to that deal. I would strongly encourage you to check out Atlas VPN for your protection needs when reconnoitering the internet. So let's get back into talking about this incredible little scout car. Now, reconnaissance is one of those capabilities that can be quite easily done on foot. Of course, probably one of the most effective methods of reconnaissance is by foot, allowing you to get really close up and personal to the enemy without being seen, heard, or identified from the air or even thermals with the high-tech technology that are available today. However, by foot is not always the most efficient way of reconnaissance, as at times it can be a challenge trying to do everything just going on foot patrol, hence why the militaries have always looked for scout vehicles that are more practical, more low profile, and all round just more stealthy at achieving the prime objective of a reconnaissance vehicle, locating the enemy, reporting it back to the battle group so that it can do the real damage. And it's safe to say that the Fennec has done very well at providing that service. As the German Bundeswehr reconnaissance troops' Luchs reconnaissance vehicle became obsolete, it was high time to develop and procure a completely new armoured wheeled reconnaissance vehicle. Delivery of the first Fennec reconnaissance vehicle to the Bundeswehr at the German Army School in Munster on the 10th of December 2003 can therefore be viewed as one of the biggest milestones in procurement of equipment at that time. The first production lot vehicles included 178 reconnaissance vehicles, as well as 24 engineered command reconnaissance vehicles. An additional 4 Fennec artillery observation vehicles were ordered as an urgent operational requirement, but later rebuilt. In parallel, the artillery developed 2 more joint fire support vehicle Fennec versions, of which 20 examples were fielded. Altogether, the Bundeswehr produced 226 Fenneks, some of which unfortunately have been destroyed during operations. At first glance, the Fennec, or Desert Fox as it's known, looks like a superb all-terrain vehicle for any environment, and truly it is. But when it entered service in 2003 with the armies of the German and the Netherlands capabilities, it was really to fulfill a specific role. Conceived as a private venture by a Dutch engineering firm, what became the Fennek was picked up by was Krauss-Maffei Wegmann, and marketed as a high-tech scout vehicle with reduced noise signature. Light enough for air transport, the 11-ton Fennek provided a very tough cookie with NATO troops in Afghanistan, where it endured the heat and dust while absorbing its fair share of damage. It has a modular equipment system, meaning that it can swap out equipment packs for multiple roles. Its primary main mission, of course, consists of the observation package, including a thermal imager, laser rangefinder, and daylight camera on an extendable mast. The sensor head can be removed from the mast and mounted on concealed tripods, allowing for remote, low visibility operation. This sensor package allows it to track and paint multiple targets and points of interest and communicate with them with other friendly units. Being a recce vehicle foremost, the Fennek only fits 3 crew members who enter through swing doors on either side of the cab. The driver is in the middle of the cab while the rest of his crew are seated behind him to operate comms and battle management systems, which this vehicle has a lot of, including all the little nooks and crannies that keep it moving and operating as it needs to. There are 4 roof hatches on the back so its crew can actually view better with their surroundings on a manual basis. It also has backup cameras, allowing it to shoot and scoot or observe and scoot very quickly without the driver having to have directions from the commander, and allows also the vehicle to recover itself if it needs to actually link up and pull itself out of areas with its own winch. The Fennek runs on a 240 horsepower turbo diesel Deutz engine, giving it a top speed of 115 kilometers an hour, which is pretty damn fast. To better ensure its success, the Fennek was positioned as a bilateral effort of 2 armed forces in the secured production of the 612 vehicles over several years, and most of them were delivered to the Royal Netherlands Army. Standard equipment on the Fennek include a tire pressure regulation system for the driver, full GPS and inertial navigation suites, and an NBC protection and air conditioning unit. It's armoured against 7.92mm fire and has mounting brackets for additional armour packages should the mission require it. It's safe to say that it does pack a little punch too, 40mm capabilities, MG machine guns, or MG42 or 34 as well. It's worth mentioning in a similar vehicle that was actually developed by the British armoured vehicle maker Alvis, called the Scarab, but it never made it past its prototyping phase. Given its low ground clearance and angular dimensions, the Fennek looks like it could take a lot of hurt from mines or IEDs, but it only offers protection levels to Stanag 3, being impervious to 7.62mm bullets, and this might be limited to the front and sides, however. Its interior is coated with special spall lining to prevent any further fires or combustion, and splinter spalls from any high explosive or squash head rounds. Being that it is a reconnaissance vehicle, it has to defend itself with its wide range of capabilities being mounted in the cupola of the vehicle. However, it also has the ability to fire smoke discharges, and as a scout or reconnaissance vehicle, you're going to want to have the ability to put a few rounds downrange and pop smoke to exfil out of the area. In 2004, KWM launched a joint venture with Turkish vehicle manufacturer FNSS to develop a spin-off of the Fennek. The German firm went further in 2008 when it unveiled a concept for the Fennek 2 during the Eurostratry. This converted the original vehicle into a Hummer-esque type workhorse with extra seating. The Fennek 2 did not, however, give the expected fanfare and quietly disappeared into the spotlight of older school-type reconnaissance vehicles. You have to remember that the Fennek has been around for quite some time, however, still performs very well in today's standards of scout and reconnaissance vehicles. The telescoping mast is actually one of the key features of this capability, allowing it to actually pop its head over the top of a hillside. Most scout vehicles of today don't have this mast capability. Some of you may think, well, what happens if someone shoots it off? That's a great thing about this box, it's completely modular. If you need to remove it or it does get blasted off, you just clip a new one on. The range of capabilities inside the box is also quite substantial. Remembering that this can all be done remotely inside the vehicle in a hull down position, providing full protection to the crew. You may think, why is this so important? Well, these are assets, critical assets to any battle group, and losing a reconnaissance element is just as bad as potentially losing an entire squadron of main battle tanks. Its development went further in 2015 when FNSS unveiled its PARS 4x4, an all-terrain platform with additional doors for more passengers and 2 propellers for amphibious crossings. It could perform the same missions as the Fennek, but was tailored to function more like a multi-role tactical truck. but FNSS took the design even further and incorporated an additional weapon system on the vehicle, like the operational M2 machine gun with an additional 40mm grenade launcher on the side as well, with also anti-tank missiles if necessary. It was possible to equip the Fennec and the PARs with modules for Stinger surface-to-air missiles. A 6x6 APC based on the PARs was subsequently teased as well, but never came into full production. Production of the original Fennec has completely ceased, but the vehicle remains in service with its original clients. In 2017, the Bundeswehr upgraded its own Fenneks to the Joint Fire Support Team, or JFST-1A3, and the variant enhances its ISR role. KWM offers potential customers with 7 variants of the Fennec, and these are Recce, MRAT or Medium Range Anti-Tank, Command and Control, Forward Artillery Observer, Joint Fire Support Team, Pioneer, Stinger Weapon Platform, Tactical Air Control Party for calling air support, and other capabilities such as medical, but these are more tailored for the specific suits and the modules that are placed upon them. The appeal of the Fennec and its derivatives should entice militaries looking for a battle-tested and very modular low-profile armoured car to assist in network-centric ground forces for full reconnaissance suites. The Fennec truly is a very well-rounded and all-round capable vehicle for reconnaissance and scout abilities. However, the saturation in the market for the future of scout vehicles is very, very high, and the future of Fennec could be at risk with the new developers and new manufacturers of more modular and even more technologically advanced scout and reconnaissance vehicles. A lot of vehicles now are pushing very hard on drone technology, active protection systems, and IED blast protection, which Fennec really hasn't got on board with. It is a older, low-profile Cold War style vehicle that may or may not be able to be modified for the future of reconnaissance on the battlefield of today with armoured fighting vehicles. Well, that's it for me today, folks. I actually really think the Fennec is an incredible little vehicle. I can see the speed of 115 km an hour for something of that size and profile would be a lot of fun to drive. 11 tons at that speed with an M2 machine gun or a 40mm on top of it and a full reconnaissance suite as well. Pretty damn cool. So if you did enjoy today's video, please leave me a like, check out the description box below for all my social media links, and click the little bell by the subscribe button to be notified of any upcoming content in the future. Those of you who have been supporting me financially on my channel via Patreon and PayPal, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you all have a safe and wonderful day. All the best. Bye bye.